taking all the kids to ice cream. My husband said that was fine, but then he pretty much said that he couldn't swing it, like, couldn't find the time. And I'm not sure why, because we always have, like, family time on Fridays, but for whatever reason this Friday just didn't work out.
So did you end up taking them to ice cream?
No. I
Okay.
think this Friday was, like, one of the most split that I've, because, like, the boys, Brandon, like, holed up in his room. I think he was actually looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm wondering, does Dad ever make those plans to take the family out at all?
I think that's more of my job in the family. Like, he does a lot more of, like, her care, and then he's the breadwinner for the family, so he's more of a provider, and I'm more of, like, the home engineer, I guess.
I'm wondering, would he be open to maybe taking on that role, stepping into that role a little bit, and planning those family activities and being around the home a little bit more?
I could ask them.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that would feel for him, and how that would feel for you to maybe make that change a little bit. Ask him to plan maybe a family activity for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to ask him. I'm willing to delegate that. I just more of it is like I'm nervous about what he'll say or do. I don't know.
You're nervous.
Yeah.
I'm wondering,
Sophie, you're okay.
Sophie, what would you say Dad's role in the family is? How do you view Dad?
Dad is, he's like the coach.
He's like the coach? Yeah. What does the coach do?
He takes me to my games, or my matches, and we'll give my brothers advice, and do like motivation speeches.
Yeah. He's like motivating you all and kind of giving advice. Coach, it's awesome. And what about Mom? What would you say Mom's role is? I don't know. Dad is the coach, then. Yeah. What would Mom be?
It's okay. You can say whatever. You should hear your brother in here. He says ridiculous things. You're allowed to say what you want to say.
I can think about that a little bit. Mom, I'm wondering, how would you view Dad's role in the family?
I mean, I can try to stick with gymnastics. I think coach is pretty accurate. He's in charge of everyone.
So Dad's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At my work, he'd be like the principal. So he has a lot of administrative duties, and he's kind of like, if there's any real trouble, like, he will step in. But like, from my view, he's very reserved for certain jobs, and then he'll reach out from his office if he needs to.
Yeah, sort of like that principal, that CEO role.
Yeah.
He sounds like, from what I've heard in previous sessions, he kind of has like the final say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. What about your role? What would you say you are in relation to if Dad is the coach and the principal? What do you think the role you would
Um,
be?
I want to be a teacher, but I think I'm just the assistant principal at home. I deal more with administration, making sure the house is running, and then disciplinary issues that aren't serious enough to keep the principal's attention.
So the assistant principal's sort of
Mhm.
on the ground working with discipline and
Mhm.
managing the kids.
Yeah.
Sophie, would you agree with that? Do you think mom kind of has that role? Or is it maybe a little bit different?
It's okay if it's different. I'm not gonna get mad.
Mom makes all the food. And I like her cooking.
Do you guys ever cook together?
You're usually at practice while I'm cooking, but we could.
I'm wondering, yeah, are there any activities that the two of you do together that Sophie maybe you enjoy or you remember having a good time together? Not sure.
I feel like the last time we were one-on-one, you were still in diapers, so I wouldn't expect you to remember. But you used to love when I would sing to you. You, like, when you were in your crib, I would sing to you, and you'd fall asleep, and you'd totally have me convinced you were out, and I'd put my hand on the doorknob, and you'd be like, no!
I'm wondering, Sophie, is there ever a time that you've seen mom as the coach in your life?
She's like the coach of my brothers.
She's a coach of your brothers. What does that look like?
Like if they don't follow the rules, like she's in charge of like taking like points away.
Mom, I'm wondering, how does that sit with you hearing that from Sophie? Would you agree with that role, I guess?
I worry that she's trying to be nice. Sophie, it's okay. I never see you do that when your dad's around. She said I'm the coach, but what she said after was that I'm the judge. The coach doesn't give points. Points only happen at matches, and the judge takes away points. I don't know how. You're okay. Hey. It's okay. I'm really glad when you're honest. I've been trying to encourage her to speak to me this week. After last week's session, I noticed that sometimes you would talk to her and I wouldn't hear what she said. And so.
How has that been, Sophie? Spending more time talking to mom?
It's good.
I'm noticing you're a little bit tense there. Wondering what's going on.
I just wanna be at gymnastics.
I've noticed you talk about gymnastics a lot. what is it that you like about gymnastics?
I like doing flips. Yeah, because it feels like I'm flying.
Is that fun? When you talk to Mom, what do you guys usually talk about? Does Mom mention that you guys are trying to talk a bit more this past week?
We talked about my school.
School? You said you liked school? Yeah. What do you like about school?
I like my friends, and I like English. I like my teacher.
That's awesome. How do you feel like when you talk to Mom?
It's good.
What was the last conversation that the two of you had?
I told her that we were coming to therapy today, and I could tell she wasn't super happy about that, and so I kind of got stuck, because I want her to tell me what she's thinking, because, like, I don't ever see her without her dad, and this last week was concerning. Like, she's just, at gymnastics, she's big, like, she's not a big person, but she takes up space. She covers, like, these huge mats, and she flies across these bars, and then just alone with me, she's been like a ball. And so, like, I wanted her to be honest with me and be able to be that big person who flies through the air. But I also didn't really want to have to tell her, like, you have to do this. And so, I just kind of told her to get her stuff ready. Which isn't the way I would have liked that conversation to go. But I didn't really know how I was supposed to have that conversation with her. Because with Brandon, he's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, you don't ever want to do anything.
You mentioned that it's not how you would hope the conversation to go.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you think you could maybe demonstrate what you maybe would want, how you would want the conversation to go?
Sure.
Alright. So, give me a little bit of context. Were you guys at home?
Yeah, we were at home. I
Okay.
just, like, she, instead of going directly to the gym, she came home, and so she looked disappointed, and I, like, told her, I was like, hey, I know you want to go to the gym. We just have therapy today. You don't have to keep coming forever, but it's just going to be a couple weeks. And she just started.
Well, I'm wondering, where were you standing when this happened? How did it look?
I just kind of came up to her room.
Alright. And Sophie, were you sitting at the time?
Yeah, I was stretching for practice.
Alright. This might sound a little silly, but I'm gonna ask you guys to reenact that scene for me. Maybe, and show me maybe how it went first, and then I'll ask you to show me maybe how you would have hoped that it went. Okay. Okay. Do you mind maybe getting up and stretching, maybe doing some of the stretches that you were doing before you came here? And then Mom, maybe stand up and, yeah.
Hey Sophie, I know you're expecting to go to the gym today. We have therapy, so you can go to the gym tomorrow. You don't have to go to therapy forever, but we're gonna do it for a couple of weeks. So we're gonna go talk to that lady again. It will only take an hour. We can do some gymnastic stuff when we get back if you want.
Will I still get to do high beam?
Not today, but tomorrow.
What about, I'm gonna miss my private lesson.
Yeah, I already contacted your private coach. She's aware.
Can we meet, are we meeting later or
We'll meet tomorrow.
tomorrow? Okay.
Hi. You can just get your stuff ready.
Okay. And maybe demonstrate how you would hope the conversation to go. You can describe it to me and maybe we can, together.
I think what I wish was that I didn't have to feel bad about interrupting her gymnastics. Like, I don't think it's realistic for me to want her to want to come to therapy and talk to you. But maybe, like, for her to be at least, like, not disappointed that she has to spend time with me, I guess.
Okay. Sophie, I'm wondering, what's somewhere that you really like going to, maybe with Mom?
Or where would you like to go? I know we don't really go anywhere.
I like when we go visit my cousin.
Oh, that's fun. Awesome. Well then, maybe let's try Mom's coming in and she's telling you, instead of going to therapy, you're going to go to your cousin's house. Right? And yeah.
Hey Sophie, no gym today. I already set up everything with your coaches, but your cousin has some free time today, and we set up a play date to go see her. We're gonna go see her and your aunt, and I think there might be some treats involved.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're gonna leave the boys behind. It's gonna be a girls' day. Does that
Okay.
sound fun?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get your stuff ready. I'll be out in the car waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Awesome. How did that?
That was way better. That's like,
Yeah.
like I know it's therapy and it's not as fun as cousin with treats and girls' day. But like, if she just like was that willing to hop in a car with me, like she seemed excited and
Yeah. How did that feel for you, Sophie? Hearing from Mom that you're gonna go do something fun.
Good. I like hanging out with my cousin.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it would feel if more of the interactions with Mom, like, were connected to something that you enjoyed. Is that something you think you'd like?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there are any activities that you've ever wanted to do with Mom, but maybe haven't gotten the chance to do yet?
I feel like it might be fun to go shopping with her, just because my dad takes me. He like doesn't really care about clothes, so he doesn't really like say what like looks good. He doesn't really know fashion.
do you like fashion?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is that
I think
something?
it's cool that you like fashion. Maybe you could teach me some things.
Are there certain things about fashion that you would want to teach Mom?
Well, my friends will wear like SpongeBob shirts, so I was like telling Dad I wanted one, but
Have you ever watched SpongeBob?
At at Aunt Carol's house, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm okay with you watching SpongeBob.
Do you think that's something you guys would want to do together?
Sure.
That could be fun.
I love
Maybe.
SpongeBob. That's hilarious. SpongeBob is a super old show.
Really?
It's been on for forever. Yeah.
That's really funny.
So much for waiting. Alright, so did you guys talk a little bit more about SpongeBob while I was
Yeah,
gone?
I was just telling her, like, I wasn't her age. I was a little, like, older, like, almost an adult in, like, my early 20s, but it came out and, like, it was, like, the next Hello Kitty. Like, Hello Kitty was, like, all the rage in the 80s, and then, like, early 90s was, like, SpongeBob, and so, like, for her to, like, Hello Kitty and SpongeBob, like, that's a real throwback.
That's fun. You think that's pretty fun, Sophie?
Maybe we
Yeah,
should.
I didn't know it was that old.
I mean, the one that's on now is super updated, but like maybe we should set up a girls' day over at your aunt's house, and we can go hang out with your cousin and watch SpongeBob. And, I don't know.
Maybe Mom can show you some of the older episodes, and you can show her some of the newer stuff too.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Teaching each other. That's really fun. Alright. So you guys are kind of planning your girls' day.
Mhm. Yeah.
How does that sound to you, Sophie?
Sounds good. I like yeah.
We just have to steal you away from your dad for an evening. But,
Yeah. You know, it'll have to be when I don't have practice.
mhm.
How often do you have practice, Sophie?
Every day.
Every day. And it must be kind of tricky for you guys to find time then. Yeah. That'll be really special if you're able to make that happen. Is there anything that you and Dad do throughout the week other than gymnastics that you enjoy?
I like also do like strength training.
Strength training. What does that look like?
Dad has weights in the garage, and we'll do stuff like that, and like he'll like tell me about when he was a kid. Yeah.
So you know a bit about when Dad was a kid?
Yeah, he used to play baseball, so he yeah, he wanted to be in the
MLB. Major
MLB.
League Baseball.
Yeah, but that he got his shoulder injured, so yeah.
So he's sort of like helping you become an athlete now? That's awesome. Does Mom have you ever heard about when Mom was little? When she was younger?
Except that she likes SpongeBob.
She likes SpongeBob, yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering, Mom, have you ever helped with Sophie's maybe like strength training or
I'm built like a noodle. I'm not very strong. I bet she's stronger than me.
Sophie, do you think you would be able to teach Mom some strength training?
Yeah.
Help her out of her noodleness? Because you mentioned before you're pretty strong, right? Stronger than your brother.
She's definitely old. I don't know if you're stronger than Brandon just because he's like big.
Yeah.
But can he do a flip?
I pray to God he cannot. I don't know what he would need to flip for, but I'm sure it wouldn't be good. But his younger brother is, he's just kind of in that awkward, like, prepubescent phase.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, just, he still has all his baby fat, and, like, his he's just like in that transitional phase, and so you're definitely stronger than him when he cannot do a flip.
Yeah. Would you be willing to instead of dad training you, for you to train with mom instead? Maybe just for like one day in the week. Yeah. See what that would it be like? Yeah.
Dad's okay with it.
That's it. Do you usually have to ask dad before making any decisions? Sounds like.
Yeah.
What would it look like if you just did it secretly without telling dad?
Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, but that scares me.
What about it scares you?
You're pretty regimented, and like I think that Dad could give me like a note card on what we could walk through. But like your strength training is for injury prevention, so like God forbid I'm there and like you do something that Dad normally spots you on and I'm not spotting you correctly or something like that.
What if dad was there with the two of you? Just to
Do you think
make
he
sure
could be there?
it was safe.
I worry about what the boys will get into, but what aren't they getting into at this point?
What if the boys joined too?
I think that would be great.
You all kind of train together.
Friday night workout sesh. How does that
How
sound?
fun is that?
Brandon can't say that weight training isn't cool.
Oh, absolutely not.
Muscles are always cool, right?
Yeah. Would that be fun to watch the rest of your family train with you instead of it just being?
I don't know if Travis could do it. So you can try.
Well, you have all kinds of weights. I'm sure he can at least lift the little ones, right? Do some of these things. Or like, what's another thing? How else do you lift weights?
Like to do your shoulders.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do that. Oh my gosh, did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I did.
I'm gonna do something.
Strength training will be very beneficial.
Maybe it's needed.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That'll be fun. Well, I'm glad that you guys are all willing to do that. It sounds like it'll be something that Sophie's already doing, and so naturally, yeah. So, yeah, I'm wondering too. Early in the session, you mentioned that Sophie mentioned that maybe Dad sort of had the role of coach, and it coach to her and the family, and you were more coach to her brothers. And I'm wondering, how would it feel to for you to be coach to Sophie instead, or for Sophie maybe for you to see Mom as coach this week, and for Dad to be coach to your brothers?
I don't know if I can coach you in your athletics, but maybe I could be a shopping coach and we could coach, like we could do something, like a different activity. Would that be okay? Because I don't want to step on your gymnastics toes or whatever, but we can do something else. I could teach you all about the history of SpongeBob.
Yeah. So, Mom, this week you're going to be Sophie's coach,
Okay.
and Dad will be coach to the boys.
Okay.
That sounds okay? All right. And I wanted to let you guys know that next session actually will be our last session.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been amazing just being able to be a part of this journey with your family and see all the amazing work that you're doing to really care for one another and sort of be stretched with the little things we're asking you to do. And yeah, and again, thank you for being here again. Sophie, thank you for coming back. I know that yeah, maybe it's not as fun as going to your cousin's house, but I'm really glad that you're here. So yeah, next session will be our last, but it's been really, really wonderful.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.